Thank you for making time to be here. My name is Mike, and I go around. I'm independently employed. I'm a Catholic speaker. That's what I do. I do youth rallies. I do in-services. I do days like today. I do church missions. I do hospital staffs. If it's Catholic, I'll do it. First mission I ever did was in a town called Vernon, Texas, a little bitty town, about 10,000 people, 300 Catholic families. And I'm going there to do the mission. And I'll get this in a second. And I'm getting ready to do the mission at this church. But I drove into the small little airport, and I've got to drive an hour away. And this is the days before GPS. So I got the MapQuest directions. And it said, church 2.2 miles ahead on the left. So I drove 2 miles, and there was no church, and I got nervous. I saw a schoolboy on a bicycle. I rolled down the window. I said, buddy, could you tell me where Holy Family Church is? He looked, he goes, mister, we only got one main road in town. You're on it. The church is 2 blocks straight ahead. I said, well, thank you. Appreciate that. He says, why do you want to know where Holy Family Church is? I said, well, I'm going there to do a mission. And he looked at me and goes, what's that? I said, well, I'm going to help people find God. He said, find God? You can't even find the church. The good news is I done found the church because I found you, the people of God. So I need to find out who's here, who's here, who's here. How many of you are strictly, technically, if we're going to put names and labels, we'll talk about that later in the day. How many of you are youth ministry coordinators? That's your job. Youth ministry coordinator, that's your job. How many of you deal with catechetics in some way, shape, or form? Look at all the hands. Yep. Hands down. How many of you have the title DRE? How many of you have that title? DRE, directly responsible for everything. There you go. Yes, good. How many of you work with the little bitty ones, like little bitty kids, little bitty, the innocents? Yep. How many of you work with the junior hires, or what my brother calls the vestibule of purgatory? How many of you got that right there? How many deal with the high school? There you go. How many deal with the young adults? Got anybody dealing with post-high school? Good. How many of you got the whole shooting match from yeah. Amen. Good. How many have been doing this ministry less than 5 years? How many of you in that boat? I'm going to have to reboot this thing, I have a feeling. Give me just a second while I do a little bit of tomfoolery up in here. How many of you doing it less than 5 years? Put your hands up. Put your hands up where I can see them. Yeah, like deer in headlights. There you go. All right. How many of you doing it 5 to 10? Hands don't go up as quick. It's like a prison sentence, 5 to 10 with good behavior right here. How many of you doing it 10 to 15? 10 to 15, awesome. How many 15 to 20? Nice. 20 to 25? Since Noah got off the boat. Couple of people. God love you. It'll reboot. I hope I did reboot. Let's see what happens. There we go. It'll reboot. All right. How many of you, let's try this. How many of you volunteer? You're completely volunteer. Put your hands very high where I can see them. This is very important. Look at me in the face. Thank you very much for what you do, because the church don't run without people like you. No. Thank you for the lovely golf clap. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. The church, wonderful mother that she is, has always relied on volunteers and still does. So thank you for what you do. How many of you are paid? You get paid some. Come on, put your hands up where I can see you. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, this is just a curiosity because I like to compare to other parts of the country. How many of you get paid monthly? You get paid monthly. Good. How many get paid bi-weekly? Very good. How many of you get paid weekly? How many get paid very weekly? Anybody at all? Anybody? Good. All right. Now, I'm about to make you very uncomfortable. If you give me just a second here. Let me just see if I can get this thing up. Let's see what we got here. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make you very uncomfortable. You're not going to like me, but I don't care if you do or don't. That's not my job. My job is to speak a word. Hopefully that'll give you some hope later in the day. Here's what I need you to do when I give you the magic word. The magic word this morning is go. What's the magic word? Go. That's good if we were in a funeral home. We're not in a funeral home. What's the magic word? Go. When I give you the magic word, you're going to stand up and you're going to find one person in this room that you don't know very well. Now, you introverts, relax. I'm an introvert. Some man makes me go meet some new people. I want to punch him in the throat with the love of Jesus. I do. I don't want to meet no people. I want to learn how to do my job better. That's what I'll come here for. Now, here's the challenge. What I want you to do is, you're going to meet somebody, but you're only going to be with the person for 30 seconds. So it's not going to be some deep faith-sharing whack-a-like-a-ding-dong. We're not going there. We may get there during the day, all right? But now watch me. You're going to go meet somebody. Father, I don't know you. My name is Mike. What's your name?
Father Jerry Priscero.
I'm going to call you Father Jerry. All right, Father Jerry? All right, good, 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 good. So you introduce yourself to the person. Now, you only got 30 seconds, Father Jerry and I. Not 30 for Father Jerry and 30 for me. 30 total. That's it. And I'm going to give you a simple topic. And here's the deal. Father and I are going to keep a count. Let's say Father has 8 items on this topic, and I have 4. Doesn't matter. We only count the ones we have alike. Let me give you a for instance. This is not your first topic. Father, get ready. You and I, 30 seconds. Kinds of pets you've ever had in your life.
Cat.
Yes.
That's it.
You never had a dog?
No.
A bird?
No.
A fish?
No.
A turtle?
No.
You're a communist, you know that, right? All right. It doesn't matter. Father and I had one in common at the end of 30 seconds. Switch! Father's going to go meet somebody. I'm going to meet somebody else. Now let's say Mary Ellen and her partner had 7 in common. Father and I had 1 in common. That's awesome. When we introduce ourselves, we'll turn to Mike. Mike will give us a new topic. And when we start sharing in our 30 seconds, wherever you left off, your count is where you pick up. So if you had 7 in common, 8, 9. I'll pick up my count. 2, 3, 4. All right? That's how we're going to do it. We're only going to do 4 or 5 rounds. You're going to meet a couple people very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. They're going to be easy topics. You people in the good Catholic seats, I'm sorry, you're going to have to come meet some people up in here. That's how it works, okay? So when I give you the magic word, find your first partner. Ready, set, go. Meet somebody. Quickly, 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 quickly. I will tell you the topic. I will tell you the topic. All right. Ready? Here we go. Your first topic. Get ready. Now remember, you only count the ones you have like. Here comes your first topic. Places outside the state of Pennsylvania both of you have ever been in your life. Ready, set, go. And time is up. Stop. Stop. Now, remember your number. Now, you don't have to remember your number like this, okay? But remember your number. Look your partner in the face and say, thank you for being here today. Switch. Meet someone new quickly. Here is your topic. Your topic is within the last month. Foods which both of you have eaten in common. Ready, set, go. Time's up. Time's up. Remember your number. If you had 3 the first round and 4 the second, that's 7. You're always building on the previous total in common. Look your partner in the face and say, thank you for what you do. Switch it up. Go, go, go. Meet someone else. I know you're busy people. In this one, you may not have a high score. Listen carefully. Within the last year, either in the course of your ministry or your personal life, either with the computer or television, blah, 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 movies or television shows both of you have watched within the last year. Ready, set, go. Ready? Next topic. In all of your life, games that you played in common, board games, video games, outdoor games, card games. Ready, set, go. Games you've played in your life. Go, go, go. All right, here we go. Listen carefully. Remember your number where you are. We only have 1 round left. Remember your number where you are right now because I'm going to distract you momentarily. Remember your number. Got it? Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I. State your name. Hereby promise to tell the truth, or bad things will happen to me. The reason I make you take the little pledge is I talked with Kathleen and said, hey, first thing I want to do out to shoot is make these people mingle a little bit so I can see what kind of energy I'm going to work with. She goes, I don't know if they're going to be big minglers. I said, I know. I said, but I got a little motivational technique I'm going to use. She goes, what's that? I said, we're going to offer some grand prizes. So here's what we're going to do. You've been through 4 rounds. We only get to do 5, so you have 1 round left. And you just promised to tell the truth. Second prize, if you finish with the second highest total out of this room, you will win a brand new state-of-the-art iPad. If you finish in first place, you will be rewarded with a candlelight dinner for 2 anywhere in the state of Pennsylvania that you choose. Let me clarify, the person you pick for round 5 don't have to be your date, okay? Let me just put that out there. Take a look. look around the room and try to find somebody you think you got a lot in common with for your final round. Ready, set, switch. Meet somebody. Last round. Let's go. The last round is simple with a minor twist. Listen, I'll give you an example of what may not be used, an example of what may be used. Your final category for 30 seconds will be, click, everything you have in common with your partner except physical. So you can't look at each other and go, oh, we both have 2 legs. You can't do that, but you could do things like this. You like pizza? Yeah, I like pizza. You been Catholic all your life? Yeah. You can use stuff like that. You got 30 seconds. Ready, set, go! All right, friends and neighbors, let's find out how we did. How many of you have a grand total of, in all 5 rounds of more than 30 points? Put your hands high in the air. Please hold them high if you had more than 40. Please keep them high if you had more than 50. Nobody more than 50. One more than 50. How many did you have? That's awesome. Let's go backwards. 40 or more, 40 or more, 45 or more. All right, how many did you have?
48.
How many did you have?
48.
48. We have a tie. Are we willing to do 2 iPads? You think we can get another one?
I think we should.
All right, we'll do it. All right. I need the 2 iPad ladies to come up and the candlelight. Come on up. Come up here. Awesome. Come on up. Sometime before Jesus gets back, please. Let's go. All right, so you're 58, so I'd like you to go over here. All right, tell everybody who you are, what parish, what you do. Yeah, let's go there. Go ahead.
Margie Frezza, St. Joe's Bread of Life. I'm the DRE there.
Awesome, Margie. And your name?
Pam Davis, Our Lady Queen of America's Church, and DRE.
Awesome. All right, ladies. Do you remember what category you scored most of your points in? The last one, things in common? Was it?
No, it was the...
Places, food, Any of that stuff?
What were we, Mary Lou?
Food. Oh, there you go. Well, I'm sorry you don't win the candlelight dinner for 2. All right, so we're going to give you a brand new iPad. Do you have an iPad?
Yes.
Do you have an iPad? No, that's good. But we're going to give you a state-of-the-art iPad. But I don't know if you've heard there have been some budget cuts in the church. No. We're gonna make good on it. Look. We're gonna give you an iPad. Look, here's an iPad, a gauze pad for you, and a gauze pad for you, and you just put it on your eye. It's an iPad. There you go, right there. Thank you very much. And your name?
Lenore Hazen.
Lenore. And where are you from and what you do over there?
We are relatively new to Erie.
Awesome.
We're still trying to find the right parish, and I am a homeschool mom.
Awesome. Even better. Love it. Thank you for being here. Now, what category did you score most of your points in?
The things in common.
Things in common. Candlelight dinner for 2. You're new to the area. Have you found a good restaurant yet? Any place you really, really like?
No.
I went to this place last night. It was the brewery. It was a very nice place. I enjoyed it myself. But I tell you what, candlelight dinner for 2. But with the budget cuts, we're going to have to back that up a little bit. So look, here's 2 birthday candles. Anywhere you want to have supper, go ahead and knock yourself out. Here we are right there. There you go. Candlelight dinner for 2. There she is, our grand prize winner right there. Now watch this. The reason I make you do that is, I'll tell you a little bit more about it as we go. The name of the crowd breaker is, it's a small world. Small world after all. I got people of different ages in here. I got different spiritualities in here. I got different ministry settings in here. No one parish is alike. But I'm going to tell you something. What was funny is within 3 to 4 minutes, you had 30 to 40 things in common with other people in this room, no matter how different or freaky or weird you think you are. Because I believe this, everybody we meet, look at me, everybody we meet, when I remember this, my vision changes. My soul is awakened when I remember something this simple. Everybody we meet loves something or somebody. That parent who complains about confirmation meetings because they're not convenient, they love something or somebody. Everybody you meet has lost someone or something important in their lives. Barista at Starbucks, pastor, adult child of yours. Everybody you meet loves somebody, some lost someone or somebody important. Everybody we meet has some struggle or battle on the inside you can't see with the naked eye. Everybody. Health, broken relationship, financial struggles, concerns about the future. marital discord perhaps, family issues, I don't know, but everybody's bringing something to the table. And last but not least, everybody we meet is searching for something. Everybody's searching for something. So that's what we're going to talk about today. By way of introduction, Mike Patin, Lafayette, Louisiana, 6 years Catholic high school teacher and administrator and coach, 13 years diocesan idiot, Archdiocese of New Orleans. Yeah, because I know what y'all think. That's what we do at the diocese. We just sit in our offices all day. How can we screw with the people in the field today? I know, let's make another form. All right, there you go. All right. 13 years I did that. 2 years I was an assistant basketball coach at Loyola University's women's program. But the last 11 and a half years, speaker, trainer, whatever you want to call me, I call myself a faith horticulturist. That's what I call myself, because sometimes I break hard ground. Sometimes I luckily plant a seed. Sometimes I water seeds other people have planted. But most of the time I just throw manure. But sometimes God uses that to make stuff grow. So that's me. Here's the family. As my lovely wife Marlene, we've been married 28 years, and it's been 7 of the happiest years of my life. I'll tell you that right there. What bothers me is she says that's kind of a high estimate, but that's another issue for another day. And there's my 22-year-old daughter Megan. Yeah, God love you. So let's start with that. First thing I want to tell you, look at me in the face. If you don't hear anything else today, 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 thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up to classes when young people and parents don't get it. Thank you, because I go around the country 130 days a year talking Jesus, love, God, faith, blah, 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 but that freak in the middle don't get it. But one of you is going to ask her how her boyfriend is. Boom. And finally, the seeds my wife and I have been planting, because you were kind enough to look her in the eye and be interested in her even though she hadn't been to church in a while, that's going to make the difference. And so for all the parents who forget, I want to thank you for showing up. I want to thank you for fighting against the culture. I want to thank you for going against the tide, because I'm going to tell you, it matters. And it matters more now to me personally than it ever has in 30 years of ministry. It matters what we do. Let me tell you a couple other things about the day and we'll get cranked up. Try that in English. I know it's a tough day. I'm going to tell you 2 reasons why it's going to be very hard for me to succeed today. Number one is, I know you people cannot put your motors in park. I understand that. Some of you have them cell phones just ready at the go, because at the break, I got to find out what happened. I got to see who played on Words with Friends. I don't know what you're going to do, all right? It's hard. I'm going to tell you, when I go on vacation, we do a 7-day trip with 2 other families, and we do a beach house on the Alabama-Florida border. It's lovely. We've been doing it almost 20 years now. But I'm going to tell you, I told my wife about 4 years ago, I said, look, 7 days ain't enough, because it takes me 4 days just to slow down. And then I'm starting to get in re-entry mode. What's waiting for me when I get back? I need 10 days so I can have 3 days just to chill. So I know in 4 or 5 hours, I ain't going to get you to put your engine in park. But I would like you to try to put it in neutral for a little while. Because what we're going to do actually is a little bit of reflecting on this stuff that we do together. The second reason I find this day challenging is, this is a Baskin-Robbins of spirituality. The last thing I told Jesus when I was sitting in the very back pew is, Jesus, I'm going to have some fun today because I can't win. I can't win because there's every flavor in this room. And I'm Rocky Road. I'm going to just tell you right now, I'm Rocky Road. And as soon as I say Rocky Road, some people are like, oh, I'm allergic to nuts. Sorry. Other people in here, I don't like the texture of marshmallow in my ice cream. That's gross. How many people in here like mint chocolate chip ice cream? Raise your hands really high. You people are satanic. I'm going to tell you this right now. No, I'm going to tell you this because I'm going to tell you something. I tell you what, Mr. Reese, I believe the man was inspired by God. Peanut butter and chocolate were meant to go together. If I meet Mr. York, that's another person I'm punching in the throat with the love of Jesus, because I don't believe them flavors go together. But here's the problem. Just because I don't like mint chocolate chip, don't mean that it don't belong in the same shop as me. See, and I ain't worried about our young people leaving to go to other churches. I'm worried about Catholics beating up Catholics because you ain't my flavor. So I'm very suspicious if somebody don't do it the way I do it or the way I've done it for years. That bothers me. What I'm going to throw out today, some of y'all going to like, some of you ain't going to like. It's going to be more personal than it is. Here's 22 things that you could do to get young people into the church. We're going to take another look at what we do and why we do it. And maybe in looking at that, maybe there'll come up some things for us that show us maybe where we could be going or what we should be looking for. So I know it's going to be a tough day for me. I'm not an expert on the things I'm going to proclaim today. I love George Bernard Shaw, famous Irish playwright, who once said, I am not a teacher, just a fellow traveler of whom you ask the way. I pointed ahead of myself as well as ahead of you. Clicky. What we're going to do today, we're going to do a little reflecting, we're going to do a little reminding, and hopefully some of us will recommit. Maybe some of us will recommit to God by saying, I need to step away from this ministry for a while. I don't know what's going to happen. That ain't my business. I'm going to do what my daddy says I do best. He goes, boy, you remind me of an Evinrude motor on a cesspool. You just like to stir crap up. That's what we're going to do today. All right, here we go. I need 3 volunteers. We're going to start off today. 3 volunteers. 3 volunteers. 3 volunteers. 1 to you. I can stay here all day. And 3, sir. Come on up. Come stand up here, right here on this little green carpeted area right here. Right. Boom. There's 3 of you. Good, good, good. Thank you for volunteering. What's your name?
Tim.
Hey, Tim, Mike. Good to meet you, and thank you for volunteering. All right. You just can't get enough. God love you, Pamela. All right. And you're Paul.
I'm Paul.
All right, Paul, right here. All right. And
Get me away from my iPad.
And Pamela. Well, there you go. There you go. I'm sorry I didn't give you a connector, but you can buy your own. All right. Here we go. All right. Here we go. All right. Which one of you wants to be my first volunteer? Which one of you? All right, Paul, here's what's going to happen in just a second. In just a second, I'm going to say, Paul, 1, 2, 3, go. You're going to turn around. There's going to be a different slide here on the screen. Your job is very quickly and very loudly to read to our gathered friends here what it says, and then turn around and face them again. So you're going to do, I'm going to say, Paul, 1, 2, 3, blah, 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 and back to here. It's not going to be that thing because that's all blurry. I'm going to say, Pamela, 1, 2, 3, go. You're going to turn around and read it and turn back. Tim, 1, 2, 3, you'll turn around and read it. The challenge is I want to get all 3 of us to read it within 12 seconds. So you got to be fast. So, boom, boom, boom. Got it? Very simple. You're going to turn around. Him first, then you. I'll call you by name.
Okay.
All right. Get it? Call by name. Got that? You got that? He good. He good. All right, here we go. All right. Give me a second here. All right. Stay facing the front. All right. We're going for 12 seconds. Somebody time it. Paul, 1, 2, 3, go. Read the thing on the paper.
All of the family.
All right. Pamela, 1, 2, 3, go.
All in the family.
Tim, 1, 2, 3, go.
All in the family.
Very good. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let me ask you something. How many people in here agree that my 3 volunteers read it correctly? Get your hands high in the air. Get your hands high in the air. Show your love, show your love, show your love, show your love, show your love. Now, do me a favor. When I give you the magic word, I want all 3 of you to turn around, read the first word, pause for a second, read the next word, pause for a second, and keep going until you finish. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Turn around, Pamela. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
All
In the
family.
And they say Louisiana is 49th in education. Thank you very much. And that's why we thank God for Mississippi every morning. All right, here we go. All right, let's see.
We can't help you
All right, there you go. Now, all right, now let's work this out. So Paul was first. It's either going to be Tim or it's going to be Pamela. Who wants to be first for the next one? Who?
I'll go.
You'll go. This one, you don't have to be fast. This one, next one's going to be a tongue twister. When I give you the magic word, you will turn around, read it slowly but loudly, and then I'll say all 3 volunteers, 1, 2, 3, go. Okay? Very, very simple. Let me get it on the screen. All right. Pamela, 1, 2, 3, go.
55 fruit flies flew south of France.
Well done. All 3 volunteers, 1, 2, 3, go.
55 fruit flies flew south of France.
Everybody in the room, 1, 2, 3, go.
55 fruit flies flew south of France.
Louder with feeling.
55 fruit flies flew south of France.
Just the 3 volunteers, 1, 2, 3, go.
55 fruit flies flew south of France.
Just Pamela.
55 fruit flies flew south of France.
All right, 3 volunteers, turn and face me, please, if you would. Now, here's the question. Get ready, get ready, get ready. You in the studio audience have to play by the same rules. 55 fruit flies flew south of France. I'll ask Pamela, then Paul, then Tim. One simple question. Here are the rules. You may not use your fingers. You may not use your toes. You may not phone a friend. You have no lifelines. Here is the question. 7 seconds. 55 fruit flies flew south of France. How many of the letter F are there in that sentence? Don't yell them out. I'll call it. I'm looking at my wrist, but my watch is there. And time's up. Pamela? How many?
10.
How many?
7.
How many?
8.
How many say 5? How many say 5? How many say 5? How many say 6? 6. Yes, thank you. How many say 7? Atta baby, that's what I was hoping. Hey, how many say 8? How many say 9? How many really don't care? You're just waiting for a break for refreshments. Thank you very much. All right, let's take a look here on the lovely. Let's take a look. Turn around. There are 2 F's in the word 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is the correct answer. Well done, well done, well done. Turn around, face the front. Turn around, face the front. All right, Tim. The next one is going to be like the first one. 12 seconds. You're first, Paul's second, Pamela's third. I got a bunch of words that are spelled properly, but they have been trash compacted together. There's no spaces between the words. It's a run-on. So I need you to go first, fast, come back to the front. All right? Let me get it set up, and then I'm going to do Paul and then Pamela. Ready, ready, ready. Whoops, what did, oh, I went, that's what I did. There we go.
Can I have my iPad now?
No, shh. All right, hang on. Ready? Tim, 1, 2, 3, go.
God is
Thank you. Paul, 1, 2, 3, go.
on where?
Thank you. All right, 1, 2, 3, go.
God is now here.
All right, how many of you saw God is nowhere? How many saw God is nowhere? It doesn't make you a pagan. How many saw God is now here? Ha ha ha. How many of you been up here too long and saw God I snow here? Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for 3 great volunteers. Thank you very much. Now let's go backwards for just a second here. Let me show you why I say this to set up what we're going to do for the morning. To set up what we're going to do for the morning. All in the family. The reason people miss this, there's 3 reasons. Number 1, neurologists tell us the way that it's organized and the eye-brain-mouth coordination, we don't do it well. But there are 2 other reasons. Number 2 is one that I gave you, and that is the impetus of speed. When we do something quickly, we overlook things. And I don't mean just speed in a car. I mean the pace of modern day life. We don't reflect. We don't slow down. We don't take a second look. We see things, and sometimes we don't see them as they really are. And the other thing that messes us up on this is familiarity. Now, there's some of us of an older generation who might remember a television program by the same title. Oh, I know what that says. I've been here long enough. I know what it's all about. I know what the man's going to tell us today. I've been around. Some of you look, and I don't mean it's out of disrespect, some of you look like you could have given Jesus first communion. I mean, some of y'all been around a while. I know that, 20, 25 years. Sometimes we got to take a second look. 55 fruit flies flew south of France. Again, speed messes us up. I get the first F, bang, bang, bang. The ones that trip me up are this little F right here in 50 and this little F in of. If I go to some mall here in Erie, I passed by your mall yesterday driving in, you pass by the mall, and I go to the mall, and I see some grade 9 boy, long hair down to here, multiple piercings, dark makeup around the eyes, wearing tattoos up both arms, and got black clothes on. I could mistakenly say, ooh, he a drug freak. See, because I see the tip of the iceberg. When you saw me walk in, Mike, you have a tie, you bald, you're wearing glasses, you talk funny, we're praying for you. You start making rash judgments, huh? And don't we do that about other people? Oh, their program, nah. Oh, that person, nah. Oh, and do we ever do it to Almighty God? Sometimes we need to slow down and take a second look. And last but not least, no matter what Tim or Paul or Pamela would have said, they'd have been right. That does say God is nowhere. It does say God is now here. I'm going to say that again. God is. Not was. Christ has died. Christ is risen. Not was risen, not has risen. Is risen. Now I know we're in the Lenten season, I get that. Christ is risen. Same Jesus who walked through walls can walk through my hard head and hard heart. God is now here. And it does say God, ice, snow here. I guess it all depends. Big point, big point, big point, big point. It all depends how we look at it. The mystery of faith. Christ is risen. God is now here. And I'm going to be honest with you, there are a lot of ministers in here. Look whose hand is up first. There are a lot of ministers in here who have near spiritual experiences. Because we took young people on a confirmation retreat, that does not mean I made a retreat. Because I gave a talk on prayer does not mean I am a prayer. Because I hang out in a garage does not make me a mechanic. Because I handle spirituality as a profession does not mean that I have taken care of myself spiritually. And there are some of us in here who have sometimes forgotten that God is now here in a church that has its problems, with young people who seem to be not interested in God. And maybe we need to take a second look. So what we'll do is, we will start with a scripture passage, then we're going to have some fun. A word from our sponsor, if you will. You've heard the story, but what happens is, we hear the story so often we get dull to it. I need you to use your visualization powers. I need you to imagine this scene. I will do some Cajun hermeneutics. I will embellish the story. But I've got to remember that there were human people in this story. You've heard this one. From the Gospel of Mark, chapter 8, 22 to 26. Jesus and the disciples came to Bethsaida. And some people brought to Jesus a blind man. Now think about this. Back then, there's no seeing eye dog. So if you wanted to get from town A to town B, you had to rely on the courtesy of strangers to get you where you wanted to go. Now if I'm a friend of the blind man, I love you, I'm going to help you out, but I'm tired of toting you. Don't you have any other friends? Wait a minute, I hear about this Jesus. I hear about this Jesus. Lame people are walking. Deaf people are hearing. I'm going to bring you to this new rabbi. Now, if I'm the blind man, yeah, but isn't that the same rabbi? Somebody had a demon, he cast it out, and he cast it out into a bunch of pigs, and the pigs went over the side of a cliff? I'm happy being blind. Yeah, I know that, but I'm tired of toting you. We're going to go see Jesus. Some people brought a blind man and begged Jesus, touch him, heal him, HBO, help a brother out, do something. We love him, we're tired of toting him, do it. Jesus took the blind man by the hand and led him outside the village. Now I'm told when you lose one of your senses, some of your other senses get heightened. So if I'm the blind man, I'm like, hey, Rabbi, very happy to meet you, and I'm really okay with this. So if you just say a prayer with me, I'll be okay. No, Jesus says, come on. Well, Jesus, I don't hear the town square. I don't hear my buddies. I'm starting to hear like twigs and stuff. Where are we going? He led him outside the village. And then Jesus put spittle on the man's eyes. I don't care if you are the Son of God. If I hear I don't want to be there. What the heck? Hey, stop it! You Beelzebub, stop that! And then I love Jesus. Can you see anything? It's like the dentist asking me questions while he's got to drill them all. I see people, but they look like walking trees. Once more, Jesus put spittle on the man's eyes. Stop that! Then the man opened his eyes, his sight was restored, and he saw everything clearly. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Jesus, when we get busy, and Lent's one of the busiest seasons there are, it is for me as a speaker guy, I start seeing people like walking trees. And sometimes, to be very honest, I am scared to go alone with you anywhere, because the busyness feels numbing. And sometimes I'm very scared for you to put your hands on me. But the truth of the matter is, I need your touch. I need to try to see things clearly, because sometimes my expectations don't get met. And I start going to unhealthy places as a person, as a minister, as a child of God. Touch us today, Jesus. Touch us. Touch us. Touch us. Help us to see with new eyes. We make this prayer in your most holy name. Amen. All right, here's what we're going to do. You're sitting with some people here. We've been having some fun. We're going to take a second look. We're going to take a second look at what you do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start by, we're going to do for about, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 minutes, and then we're going to give you a nice break, and then we'll do a second session. We'll do lunch. You got some workshops, and then I'll do a wrap-up session at the end of the day. What we're going to talk about is what makes this work challenging. We're going to talk about what makes this work challenging. We're going to talk about the obstacles. That's what we're going to start with. So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to do a hypothetical situation. I am employed by the devil. Thank you. I'm employed by the devil, and I work for his marketing department. And all of you are going to be a subcommittee for me. Each of you in your little groups are going to be subcommittees for me. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up with an anti-church work brochure. This is going to be a brochure that we're going to give to people who are considering coming to work for the church. Not that we want to get them in. We want to tell them why they shouldn't come in. We want to tell people what's difficult about working for the church. So you have my permission to be BMWs, bellyachers, moaners, and whiners. You have permission. You have permission. I want you with your friends to make a top 10 list. You don't have to do 10. You can do 4. You can do 34. I don't care. I want to have a little discussion with the people around. What makes working for the church hard? What's the stuff they never told you about? What's the stuff that, boy, if I could get this off of my plate, life would be a whole lot better? What makes working with young people and their families in the church, what makes it hard and crazy? That's what you get to discuss with your friends for 3 to 4 minutes in little groups that you pick of your own choosing. Ready? Set? Discuss. Go. Go, 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 go. All right, all right, all right. Let's see what you got. Here's the rules. Number 1, if you have an answer, you raise your hand. Number 2, if I call on you, I'd like you to be loud enough that our camera people can hear you so I don't have to repeat it. I may have to repeat it for the people going to be watching this eventually on video. And number 3, I do not need a 22-minute lecture what's wrong with the church of the diocese. I just want a short little bang, 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 what is it, okay? Let's make a little shopping list. I may comment on them because I'm the devil's advocate. Somebody give me one of the obstacles that came up on your list. Paul!
Outside influences society.
The outside influences of society. We talked about that last night. The new vocation director for your diocese, as well as Father Steve, Kathleen, and her husband Jerry and I went to supper. And we were talking about just how some of the church has changed, and how for our parents perhaps, being a part of a church parish and a church every corner, that was part of the culture. That was just part of the culture. That was your primary community. Nowadays we're seeing cross communities, artificial, I shouldn't say artificial, communities based on other things. School communities, sports, moms and dads communities. So there's a lot of things in the culture, everything from the sexual revolution to the suburbs flight. I mean, it's so complex, but there's a lot of reasons where society is not promoting what it is we do. Excellent answer. Give me something else. Give me something else. Yes, ma'am.
Parents who don't care or participate in their own faith.
Parents. Parents. Let's talk about them freaks. All right, let's talk about them. Time magazine about, I don't know, probably 8 or 9 years ago did a wonderful expose what teachers hate about parents. And I'm going to summarize that 12-page article into 2 extremes. One extreme, you just named it. Parents who seem to have a laissez-faire attitude. Parents who, for faith formation and our youth ministry, we call them the dry cleaning mentality. They believe the parent's job is twofold, to drop off and pick up. And if you're lucky, pick up on time. Hey, Susie, when's your mama coming? June. No, call somebody else. But now watch. Watch this. I'm going to say something about those parents who don't practice or who believe, hey, here's little Susie. Here's little Susie. If you could get her to say her prayers, believe in God, want to go to Mass, and not have sex, we would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Here. And they think for some reason that I'm like Dr. Phil, that I can change the DNA of this young person, right? But I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth about these parents. Number one, some of them want to do right and had some good experiences growing up, but they ain't got language to handle it. They believe in God, they ain't got the words to pull it. And number two, they're worried about everything else. Facebook, social media, piercings, having sex, I'm worried about being the parent and talking about all that other stuff. I don't know if I have the skills to talk about God. So you're not going to like me when I tell you this, and I'm seeing it as a movement in the church that I believe is in a good direction. When we agree to work with young people, whether we know it or not, we agree to work with two generations at the same time. And you have to help parents help you, help them, help the kids. So when I'm talking to teachers, and I'm saying religious faith formators as well, youth ministers, we got to help them. We got to give them PhD quality material. PhD quality. Press here, dummy. We got to make it so easy. Parents don't know how to talk with the children about the God stuff. So instead of us throwing all parents under the bus, we have to help them. Just because somebody sires or births a child does not mean they know what to do with their soul. And they're not bad people because they don't know. Sometimes they're people who have had religious experience rich but language poor. So anything we can put in the hands of adults to help them understand what we're doing with their young people on retreat, in confirmation, what is the question of the week to ask your child when you bring them to soccer practice or slamming down a meal at the McDonald's. Anything we can do to help those people. So that's one extreme of parents, the ones that look like they don't care. Now the other extreme of parent is what I call Martha Stewart on crack cocaine. Okay? There's the man or the woman who want to get in every detail of your business. Oh, well, I can do your bulletin boards. I'll be glad to bring refreshments. Oh, have you ever heard Matthew Kelly? We ought to bring Matthew Kelly in. Oh, la, 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 la. I'm like, hey, take a decaf, sweetheart. Take a decaf. And then sometimes you get that mother or dad who like, well, what do you mean Jimmy can't be confirmed? Well, ma'am, he didn't make the retreat, and that's a parish and a diocesan policy. He got to make the retreat. Oh, well, the reason he missed is the planting of the begonias is a family tradition. Well, I see where he gets it from. All right. Ma'am, I'd like to help you, but it's a parish policy and a diocesan policy. Then parents sometimes, in their effort to be defensive in a good way of their children, will say something as if they want to frost my cupcake. Oh, we'll just see about that. And I look at them like, and they throw this line in like they want to tick me off. Well, you do know I pay your salary. I'm like, look, lady, here's your $5 back. Here, take this. No, because sometimes I know how it is up here in Erie, but in Louisiana, I'm going to tell you, I go to supermarket, and them people know who I am. They know who I am, but they make like they don't know who I am. Like I'm some extension of the household staff. Oh, there's the man who cuts the yard. Oh, look, there's the lady who dusts the house twice a month. Oh, look, the little man who teaches my child religion. I'm like, hey! I know a little something about your spawn of Satan right here. Don't look at me like I'm some clueless idiot. I'm supposed to help you, the primary educator of your child. And maybe if you listen to me, sometimes I know a little bit about that child that you don't know. I want to tell them that, but I don't because I like my job, but I think it. So parents, they mean well, but either they think because they have a cell phone, a credit card, and they know Google that they can fix everything. And they mean well by fighting for their kids. They do. They mean well. But look at me. This is an important thing. And a lot of people laugh when they hear me say it. Parents ain't nothing more than 8th graders whose insecurities have shifted. When you're in the 7th and 8th grade, you worry about tall enough, athletic enough, popular enough. That's what you worried about back then. Now you worry about, am I doing it right by my kids? So I guarantee you, if St. Alphonsus is playing the Wounded Knee of Jesus and the parents are sitting in the gym and they're comparing like, hey, your grammar school got a drama department? Ours does. And it's almost like keeping up with the Joneses. Oh, y'all had to go to 7 confirmation meetings at St. blah, blah, blah. I found a parish that only does 2. Parents want to think they're doing it right. They mean well. Oh my goodness, they mean well. And they are a mixed bag of nuts. But sometimes that attitude that you think is so terrible, they're insecure. And they need help and affirmation just as much as our young people do. It's a shame you and I have to be the shock absorbers because they come at us rather ugly sometimes. But sometimes that's where parents are coming from. But they can be an obstacle. Give me a couple more obstacles. Sorry I went off on parents, but that's a big obstacle for a lot of people. Somebody else, give me an obstacle. Come on, come on. People in the back, come on. Come on, get your money's worth. Let's go. Somebody give me something, give me something, give me something, give me something. Yes?
Lack of finances.
Lack of finances. I've met people who were born to sculpt souls and mold minds who've had to leave church work to go do some other honorable profession because they couldn't put bread on the table. I know ministers, full-time paid ministers who did not get health benefits and their salaries were below the poverty level. Full-time paid. And money, resources, we ain't got the resources. Oh, the Baptists just brought in Michael W. Smith for a concert and they bring in tons of kids because they do naked bungee jumping or something. I don't know what it is they do. But oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Meanwhile, I don't even have my office. Here I share a closet with the janitor. That's what I got right there, right? And I love when y'all get together. I love when ministers from different parishes get together because it becomes a litany of the oppressed. It does. You're like, how you doing? I'm so busy. Oh, you think you're busy? And we try to top one another. Oh, you think your pastor's bad? I have king of the village idiots. Whoa. Oh, you think you got it bad? You have share your office with the janitor? I have a rolling cart with 3 wheels. They said I could requisition for the 4th wheel next year. And the challenge is they expect us to have conversion, and we got nothing. And trust me, I had a position similar to Kathleen's, and in 2002 I had a minor heart attack. And I used that episode because I'm a cunning little man. I used that episode to try to get more money and a staff person out of my bishop. And I'm sitting with him, and he said something that messed me up. And I'm sitting with him like, you know, Bishop, since you've come, man, the energy is high, and people want to do this and this and this. But I only got 2 staff people, and we're doing stuff, and we're active. We really are. He says, I know that. I said, so Bishop, you either got to tell me what to cut, or maybe a little bit more increase of budget, because people want these new programs, or maybe even a staff person. And he looked at me, Michael. I knew I was in trouble then, right? And, Michael, the needs of people have always outnumbered the apparent resources, even from the time of Jesus. I'm like, that means I ain't getting the money, right? He said, remember the fish and loaves, 5,000. There wasn't enough. He said, when it comes to other people's needs, and this messed me up. This doesn't have anything to do with the talk, but I just got to throw this in there because there's some of us who are in Overwhelmville. When it comes to other people's needs, we must have open, compassionate hearts, but disciplined hands. There's always somebody who needs it, and we just don't have it. But I'll be honest with you, I spent a lot of my career, pardon my French, bitching about what I ain't got instead of focusing on what I do. And I think Jesus the Christ, when he sat down and saw that crowd, is somebody's got to have something. And if everybody shares, maybe, just maybe. But it is challenging. There ain't no money. See, and the Protestants tithe, they're going to drop. But you can hear the greatest Easter homily in a choir that sings Handel's Messiah, and there are good Catholics dropping $1 on Easter morning. And that $1's got to pay the lights, keep the buildings running, and pay for ministry people. It's tough. Give me 2 or 3 others. 2 or 3 others. Obstacles about working for the church. Give me 2 or 3 others and I'm going to give us a break. Yes?
Hypocrisy among the administration.
Hypocrisy? In the Catholic Church? Surely you jest, good woman. Hypocrisy? And we know what Jesus felt about hypocrisy, don't we? The problem is when I'm the Pharisee. Because I'm very Pharisaical at times, especially if you're mint chocolate chip. No, I am. I am. I just got to figure it out. And Jesus was really, and pardon me, so is Francis. So is Pope Francis. He's calling in certain people and saying, and I love it. I used to ask my young people, how come you don't come to church, dude? Why don't you come to Mass with me this weekend? Da, da, da. And some of my young people, oh, Mr. Mike, I don't want to go to church, man. It's a bunch of the same old hypocrites. And I'm like, that's why we need you. We need some new hypocrites. I'm tired of looking at the same old ones too. Come, join us. Because I got this line from a DRE Carol Ipers. The church is not a museum for saints. It's a hospital for sinners. The church is for the messed up and the broken. The video you just showed. I saw the most awesome t-shirt at the Los Angeles Youth Day rally a year ago. It was a bunch of young people, and they got these t-shirts, and then that spray-painted, speckled kind of mess looking. You know what I'm talking about. It's kind of modern art. But it says, we're here to make a mess. It said that on the front. And when you turned around in the back, it said, Pope Francis sent us. Go out into the streets. Go get messy. I'd rather a wounded church than an old, archaic museum. That's not his exact words, but it's close enough. Huh?
Smell like the sheep.
Yeah, you got to smell like the sheep. And sheep don't smell pretty. I'm from the country. You're going to take my word on that one. Yep. 1 or 2 others. Come on, quickly. What else you got? Come on, what else? What are the obstacles? Hypocrisy in the church. Say one thing, do another. Hey!
The church has too many rules.
The church has too many rules. That's what some young people say. But I'm going to tell you this. Even as somebody who works for the church, and I was diocesan. Huh? So let's pretend I'm a kindergarten teacher at the little parish school. It's the last day of the year, and I want to take the children across the street to get a snow cone. I'm going to take my little children, go get a snow cone. But to do that, I got to get so many parents who have to be fingerprinted, Virtus trained, and if we drive cars, they've got to have X amount of insurance on their car. Kids, just bring some Kool-Aid. We're going to freeze it because we can't go across the street. And it's got to be sugar-free. No red dye. It's almost as if we're paralyzed to minister. And I did not get into this ministry to fill out paperwork. I got in this because I love people. And sometimes I find myself further away from the very people I intended to serve. I'm doing indirect ministry. And then I'm going to throw in 1 or 2 more. People don't understand you. People don't understand what we do. Youth ministry people, you come in after a confirmation retreat where you're up to 1 or 2 each night and you were preparing like a demon 3-4 nights before, and you come in and the first thing when you come in at 11 o'clock on a Monday morning is the secretary, must be nice. Play with the kids all weekend. Come in here anytime you want. Listen here, Grandma. You want to deal with the vestibule of purgatory all weekend? I'll answer the 2 damn phone calls you just took, all right? How about that? Let's switch it up here. No, some people don't get what we do. They don't understand it. Our own families. My brothers, Thanksgiving Day, they always got these great questions. My brothers, one's older, one's younger. They ain't churched at all. But they love to try to mess me up with these questions. Last year, hey, you still doing that church thing? Yeah. How come St. Christopher ain't a saint no more? I'm like, dude, that ain't my department. I just work with a kid. I'm not in charge of that. I'm not a walking Catholic encyclopedia. Thanksgiving. Mike, you work for the church, you want to lead us in grace? No, I'm on break, pagan. Take it for a change. Go ahead. The people mistake what we do, and they have these misperceptions. Huh? Right now, I'm going to tell you. I go around the country, I do this thing. I believe I've been a good parent. My daughter hadn't been to church in 3 years. Around May 30th, she's going to give me a granddaughter out of wedlock, out of order. The situation with the father is bad. Da-da-da-da-da. Well, we could go on and on and on. But we ain't. On behalf of the devil, thank you very much. What an awesome brochure. You are overworked, underpaid, more rules than you can shake a stick at. Young people think we're passé. The parents don't get it. There's hypocrisy. We're not supported by upstairs, whoever upstairs is, pastor, bishop, school principal. Our volunteers do what they want or they don't show up. On behalf of the devil, congratulations. Whoops. On behalf of the devil, congratulations. Awesome. What a great brochure. I thought that I would do this work for another year or two on the road and go back and work in a parish. After listening to you people, there's no way on God's green earth that I'm going to do this. So I'm going to give you a little break. It's about 5 till 11. I'm going to give you a break till 11:10. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Because I'm going to tell you what I'm going to ask you when you get back. So you can have 10 or 15 minutes to prepare. With all the crap you just listed, what is wrong with you? Or, let me be more succinct. Why do you still stay? What holds you here?